Hello everyone. This side Pooja Sharma, your physics teacher from Cambridge International School, Dasua. I hope you all are fine, you all are healthy. Bacha, this video is regarding the exam which you have just appeared in, that is your half yearly assessment. Fine. I'm going to share the solution of that, or you can say I'm going to share few of the important points regarding that, so that if somehow you're confused in any of the question, or you have not attempted any question properly, or you don't have the proper understanding while you're giving exam, so you must be aware of that, because it's not about the paper is over. So the thing is that if there is any mistake or if there is any confusion, it should not exist anymore. Fine. So we are going to have the complete solution of the exam. I'm going to include the long questions, as well as I'm going to talk about the MCQs of physics with all of you. So let's get started. So the first question we have is, we have to name the physical quantity whose unit is Pascal. So okay, it's very common, है ना? I told you how to link the unit with the quantity. So its unit is, its quantity is pressure. P for Pascal, P for pressure. Fine. So Pascal is the unit of the physical quantity called pressure. Question number 2. If we release a magnet held in our hand, it falls onto the ground. The force which make the magnet fall down is an example of unbalanced force. Fine. So because if the things are balanced, then obviously there's going to be no difference. Fine. So difference exists because they are unbalanced. Next question number 3 on your screen. If the mass of the body and the force acting on it are both doubled, what happened to the acceleration? So if we double the force and also we double the mass, what's going to happen to the acceleration? You know the formula that force is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration. Fine. So you double the force means it will be 2F. Okay. And mass is also doubled, means 2m multiplied by a. So we have 2 on both sides, which are going to be cancelled out, and there's going to be no change. So your answer is that it remains the same. The acceleration is going to remain the same. Question number 4. Name the physical quantity whose unit is Newton. Options are force, pressure, momentum, distance. So Newton is the unit of physical quantity, that is force. Fine. So force, option A is your correct answer. Okay ji, moving on with question number 5. How long will it take a force of 10 Newton to stop a mass of 2.5 kilogram which is moving at a 20 meter per second? So they provided you with force, that is F is equal to 10 Newton, mass M is equal to 2.5 kilogram. How long will it take, means time you have to find out. To stop means we have to bring it to rest. Okay, stop करना है तो मतलब final velocity has to be 0. Fine. And initial velocity is given to you as 20 meter per second. So you know the formula of force, that is F is equal to V minus M multiplied by V minus U over T. We have to find out time. So time is equal to M bracket V minus U over F. So when you are going to substitute the values, you do the calculations, the answer is going to be 5 seconds. So option A is the correct one. Okay ji, proceeding on with question number 6. The physical quantity which make it easier to accelerate a small object, a small car, than a larger car is measured in the unit of. So obviously it's very clear. You have a small car and you have a big car. Which physical quantity make it easy to accelerate? आपको किसी object को accelerate करना है, Fine, you want the acceleration to be more. So which quantity is going to, be there, which make the things easy? That is mass. Fine, small car, less mass. Big car, large car, more mass. और मास का यूनिट क्या होता है? किलोग्राम. Moving on with question number 7. A boy of mass 50 kilograms standing on the ground exerts a force of 500 Newton on the ground. The force exerted by the ground on the boy will be. Obviously, whatever the force you will apply, you get the same amount back. Fine. So the answer is going to be D, that is 500 Newton. Okay, question number 8. The speed of the moving object is determined to be 0.06 meter per second. This speed is equal to, options are given all in kilometer per hour. It means that we have to convert the value from meter per second into kilometer per hour. Fine. In meter per second, it is 0.06. Whenever you have to convert any value from meter per second to kilometer per hour, you have a straightway formula. Just multiply the number with 18 over 5. So when you are going to do this, 0.05 multiply by 18 and then divide the answer with 5, your answer is going to be C option, that is 0.216 kilometer per hour. That is option number C. Okay, ji, moving on, question number 9. Water stored in the dam possesses which energy? It does not have any energy, electrical energy, kinetic energy, or potential energy. So it is stored, it's not moving. Fine. It's stored, and it's stored at a height. Remember, I told you that in a dam you have it at some height. Fine. So it's going to be potential energy. Moving further, question number 10. If the velocity of a body is doubled, its kinetic energy gets doubled, becomes half, does not change, or it becomes 4 times. So when you are going to increase the velocity, like it's going to be doubled. Fine. So formula of kinetic energy is what? It's half mv square. So v ka square aayega. When you are going to double the velocity, means 2v, and square of 2v is 4v square. Fine. So it means that there is an increase by a factor of 4, which means your option D is correct, that if the velocity of a body is doubled, its kinetic energy becomes 4 times as compared to that of the original one. Fine. So this is the answer. Option D is correct one. Moving on with question number 11. The gravitational potential energy of an object is due to, जो आपकी gravitational potential energy है, that is due to, option A, the mass, option B, its acceleration due to gravity, option C, its height above the earth's surface, or option D, all of the above. So bacha, your gravitational potential energy, it is mgh. M means mass, G acceleration due to gravity, H height above the earth's surface. So it depends upon all the three. Fine. So your correct answer is going to be all of the above. Okay, so correct is option D, all of the above. Okay ji, let's move on with question number 12. I just split the picture into 2 parts so that the question is going to be clear to you. It is that what is the definition of efficiency? हम एफिशिएंसी की डेफिनेशन में हम क्या लिखेंगे? दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू विद 4 ऑफ द डिफरेंट फार्मूलाज, सो यू हैव टू टेल दैट आउट ऑफ दीज 4 फार्मूलाज विच इज द करेक्ट वन. फाइन. सो ऑप्शन ए, energy input divide by useful energy output multiply by 100. So whatever the energy you have given, divide by the energy, the useful energy which we get, multiply with 100. Okay, this is the option 1. This is wrong. Fine. Moving on to option 2, energy input divide by wasted energy multiply by 100. मतलब whatever the total you have given, you have to divide it with the wastage. No. So option B is also wrong. Moving on with option C, useful energy output divide by energy input multiply by 100. So option C is correct, because see, what is efficiency? Efficiency means whatever the output we are getting, how much is the useful one. Fine. So वो ही हमें बताएगा कितनी परसेंटेज यूजफुल आउटपुट की है. That's going to tell you its efficiency. Fine. If the output, useful output is less, efficiency is less. Useful output is more, efficiency is more. So option C is correct. Useful energy output, जो हमें useful output मिल रही है, divide that with the total energy input which you have, the energy input, and multiply with 100. Option D एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं. The waste energy over the input energy multiply by 100. So no, wastage की हमने बात नहीं करनी. We talk about efficiency, we have to talk with the useful one. So option C is correct. Okay जी, let's move on. 4 rectangular blocks P, Q, R, S are shown. Each block is labeled with its dimensions and its mass. So you are provided with 4 of the blocks. One block is block P, then block Q, block R, block S, and all the 4 are provided with their different of the masses as well as with their dimensions. Which 2 blocks have same density? Okay, so we have to find out that, we have to talk about any 2 which are going to have the same density. Fine. You know what is the formula of density? Density is mass divided by volume. Fine. So it means that block P, you have to take its mass, you have to divide by its volume, and you have to get the answer. Same way you have to do for block Q. Mass है 20 gram. Fine. Then volume is going to be 2 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 2, that is 16. Fine. And then you have to divide it and you have to find density. Similarly, you will find the density of block R, block S. So you are having the density of all the 4 blocks. Out of that you have to check that which 2 blocks are having same density. तो जिन 2 का आंसर सेम आएगा, that's going to be your answer. Okay, let's start with block P. Block P का मास है 10. Okay, mass is 10, divide by volume, that is 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. 10 over 8 is going to give you 1 over 8 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, option P का आंसर आया हमारा 1 over 8. Moving on to block Q, 20 is the mass, divide by 2 into 4 into 2, that is 16. So 20 divided by 16 is also going to give you 20 over 16 is also going to give you 10 over 8. Option P का आंसर भी 10 over 8 आया, option Q का आंसर भी 10 over 8 आया. So from here it is clear that A part is correct. P and Q are the 2 blocks which have the same density. Okay, let's move on with question number 14. Which energy source is renewable? Renewable. Re means you can reuse it again. Fine. So coal we cannot use again. Once it is used, it's finished. Natural gas, nuclear fission, or wind. So renewable energy source is wind, which we can use as many times as possible. It's not going to be finished. Fine. So the answer is option D, wind. Okay, till here we have covered 14 of the questions. We have the next question coming up. I hope till here all the questions are clear. Till here all the questions are clear to you. Let's move on with question number 15, and the question is, electricity can be obtained from different energy resources. Okay, which energy resource is used to obtain electricity without producing heat to boil water? Okay, which of the energy resource is used to obtain electricity? So we can use many of the energy resources for producing electricity. We use wind energy, fine, and we get the electricity. We use the thermal energy, we use the hydro energy, okay, and there are many more. So they are saying that in which you can obtain electricity without producing heat to boil the water. हमें heat produce करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. The correct is your hydroelectricity, because hydroelectricity which we get from, you know about dams very well. So there is nothing like to boil the water. Fine, we have the water at a high level. We use the gravitational potential energy, you know that very well, and because of that gravitational potential energy, when the water comes down with a lots of speed, with a lot of energy, it's going to run the turbine and we are going to have the electricity. So in this case, nowhere we just boil the water, fine. So this is your correct answer, hydroelectricity. Okay, question number 16. This is going to be the last question, last MCQ of physics. That is, density divided by mass is equal to what? So, okay, is it equal to power or area or energy or volume? So, we know density is equal to mass over volume. Therefore, density over mass is equal to volume. So from here you can say that your option D, that is volume, is correct one. Fine. Okay, bacha, till here we have covered all the physics MCQs. Now we are going to move on to the long answer questions of physics. Fine. And here you have the first question onto the screen. The question is question number 1. It is having 3 parts actually, fine. So we are going to talk about all the 3 and then I'm going to explain each one in detail to you, fine. The question A, question number 1A part, state the principle of conservation of energy. B part, on what factors does the kinetic energy of the body depend? C part, a skier has a mass of 60 kg and travels up a sky lift that has a vertical height of 400 meter. Calculate the change in skier's gravitational potential energy. Fine. Okay ji. So at the last it's given in bracket 2 plus 1 plus 2. It means you have 3 of the parts of this question number 1. A part, B part, C part. A part consists of 2 marks, B part 1 mark, C part again of 2 marks. Okay. So I hope the question is all clear to you. The parts are all clear to you. Let's move on with the explanation with the of this question. Fine. Because it's more to understand the demand of the question. Answers you are aware of. You have attempted the paper just now. So you know the things very well, but the only thing is that somehow we misunderstood the question and we did mistakes in between. So that is the main point of this video, that somewhere if the clarity is not proper, you have any doubt, so it has to be cleared. Fine. Okay ji. Question number 1, A part, state the principle of conservation of energy. So you know that the energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Fine, it always remain the same. Whatever you have, it's going to remain the same. Only its forms going to be changed, but the total will always remain the same. So you have to write the principle of conservation of energy. Okay, explanation not, but principle. So it's going to give you 2 marks. B part, on what factors does the kinetic energy of the body depends? So kinetic energy is half mv square. It depends upon mass and the velocity of the object. Okay ji, question number 1 C part. A skier has a mass of 60 kilogram. Mass is given. Travels up in a sky lift that has a vertical height of 400 meter. So height is given. Calculate the change in the skier's gravitational potential energy. So the formula is very well known to you, that is mgh. M is given 60, h is given 400, and g you know very well. You asked me the question, remember that what if we can write the value of g as 9.8 or 10, which we have to use. So I told you that if it is mentioned, then use that particular one, otherwise it's your wish. So here the g value is not mentioned. So if you are going with 9.8, then also it's going to be correct. If you are going with 10, then also it will be correct. So the how you have to do is 60 multiply by the value of g which you are taking, 9.8 or 10, multiply with 400. So when you are going to product all these three, you are going to have your result, and this is going to give you 2 marks. Fine. The formula is required plus the solving and result is required. So if you are not writing the formula, you are losing your marks. Moving on with question number 2, the long question of physics. A part, differentiate between balanced and unbalanced force. Fine. B part, state the principle of movement. C part, a brick has the dimensions of 0.2 meter multiply by 0.06 meter multiply by 5.5 centimeter. Weight of the brick is 20.0 Newton. What is the density of the brick in gram per centimeter cube? And in the bracket it is written 2 plus 1 plus 2. It means first A part of 2 marks, B part of 1 mark, C part of 2 marks again. Fine. Okay, moving on with the detailed answering of this. Question number 2 A part, you have to differentiate between balanced and unbalanced forces. You are going to have a different of the answers for this. Fine. So I have to check what you have written and I'm going to correct it accordingly. But for sure, this is of 2 marks, so 2 points are must. If you are just writing the definition or if you are just writing 1 point, then you will be getting 1 mark for it. So it's of 2 marks, so 2 points. Differentiation matlab 2 differences are must. So the first difference can be that balanced force, the equal force are there from both the sides. Unbalanced force, unequal forces are there. Fine. In balanced force, the net resultant force is always 0. In unbalanced force, the net resultant force is non-zero. Or you can have a diagram or any other of your answer that I will check and I will give you the marks accordingly. But yes, for sure, 2 differences. B part, state the principle of movement. So you just have to talk about the principle of movement. It's already, you are aware of it. So you have to write the complete principle of it. So what you are going to have in this is that the sum of the clockwise movement, fine, around the pivot is always going to be equal to the sum of the anti-clockwise movement. Fine. If there is 1, then okay. If there are 2, 3, 4 on one side and 2, 3, 4 on another side, then you just have to add, fine, on both the sides. And the overall on clockwise as well as on anti-clockwise is always going to remain the same. Moving on with C part of question number 2, it's a numerical and it is of 2 marks. Brick has dimensions 0.2 meter, 0.06 meter and 5.5 centimeter. So these are the dimensions, means length, breadth and height is given. Weight is also given 20 Newton. So weight we can use as a force. Fine. Okay. Oh, okay, it's the weight given. So what is the density of the brick in gram per centimeter cube? तो सबसे पहले तो हमें आंसर चाहिए ग्राम्स में. फाइन. और हमें आंसर चाहिए सेंटीमीटर क्यूब्स में. इट मीन्स दैट डायमेंशंस वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट इनटू सेंटीमीटर फॉर श्योर. फर्स्ट डायमेंशन इज 0.2 मीटर, तो इसको सेंटीमीटर में कन्वर्ट करना है बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग इट विद 100. सेकेंड इज 0.06 मीटर, सो वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू सेंटीमीटर बाय मल्टीप्लाइंग इट विद 100. एंड द थर्ड इज 5.5 सेंटीमीटर, so no need to do conversion here. Okay, similarly, we have the weight of the brick, that is 20 Newton. What is the formula of weight? The formula of weight is mass into acceleration. Fine. So 20 is the weight, mass you don't know, हमें density के लिए mass चाहिए actually. Fine. So okay जी, we have weight that is equal to mass into acceleration. Acceleration की आपको value पता है, you can have it 10. Fine. Then mass कैसे निकलेगा? That is weight divided by acceleration. Fine. So 20 divided by 10, you are going to have the answer as 2. तो आपका mass आ गया, but that comes in kilograms. So you have to convert it into grams, क्योंकि आपको आंसर किस में चाहिए? ग्राम्स में चाहिए. So 2 kilogram divide by 1000, that is 0.002 grams. Fine. Now you have the mass, you have the volume, divide it and get the result. Fine. I hope the question is clear. I hope all the questions are clear to you. Your result is coming soon. Fine. But the only thing is about this video, the major requirement of this video is that if somehow you have any of the doubt in your video or in your paper, that's not going to be with there for a long time. Let's cover up all whatever your doubts are. Fine. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Move on to your next paper, next examination, and I hope your doubts are clear, all related to your this half yearly assessment based upon physics. Fine. Physics के सारे doubts. If still you have any question or any query, you can please text me or you can call me and you can ask. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.